computer. Great, fine, done. All right, welcome again. I'm Julie Salzman, counselor at CRC. I have a lot going on. I have tried to keep the chat active, and I'll try to address things that are in the room. If you have a question, please raise your hands. Thank you for all muting. You're all already muted. You can ask a question in the chat or by raising your hand. So I will also share the screen and do a little bit of where I put it. Okay, there. Screen one. Out of practice. Screen one, share. Cool. So we have this lovely thing here, slideshow, present from the beginning. Da, 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 da. Cool. Yes, graduate. This is me. This is my email. I'll share it again online or at the end. So one thing about graduating from CRC is this: there is a window where you can apply to graduate. The reason someone asked about the reason for petition. The reason for petition is that you are kind of like queuing admissions to say, hello admissions, I've completed all my requirements. I'm ready to be done with CRC. I'm ready to graduate. And that is the reason to petition, so that you're letting them know to look at your stuff so that they can say yes or no, or you missed a step. These are the windows, these are the deadlines when you can petition. So that's why we're doing this today, because the petition for fall graduation is October 7th. So just in time for you to ask me any last minute questions if you're trying to graduate right now or what. So the thing about meeting with the counselor is that you don't want to miss a step, you don't want to miss something. If you've been meeting with a counselor ongoing and they're telling you you're ready, you're probably ready. In the application itself, it does say meet with a counselor. But if you've been, like I said, meeting along with us, you don't need to meet again. There's deadlines every year. I mean, every semester. I don't know why I said every year. Every semester, they're listed here. Yeah, that's the link for petition for a degree certificate. It's on the CRC website. Which I'll show you that. And it takes a long time for the evaluators to process this information because we're a big school. We don't have that many evaluators, and they have to wait for grades to come out. And there's a lot of changes that happen all the time, which you probably hear about from us telling you, the counselors telling you. So things change. So they say allow 5 months from the end of the semester before you receive a diploma. But that does not get in your way for transferring, or that does not get in your way from letting people know I finished all my stuff. I'm ready to work or exist anyway outside of that. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, you can put in the chat or raise your hand. The petition is, you petition for a degree or for a certificate, either of those. This is the process. You get a confirmation email. It won't be reviewed until the end of the grades are posted. If there's any issues, they send you an email saying, here's the problem. Sometimes I agree. Occasionally I disagree with their evaluation, but it's just policy. It's not anyway. What else for this? Oh, there is a graduation ceremony at the end of every spring. Yeah, if you're all around last semester. There was one last semester, first one in person in a long time. Students who satisfy the graduation requirements for summer or fall or spring can participate in spring. So if you're done with your requirements at the end of fall, you are allowed to graduate walk on the stage and everyone can cheer for you and you wear your cute little hats and all that. So you could do that. That's what we call the ceremony or commencement. But you have to let somebody know. If you did a certificate only, then you're usually not included in the ceremony, but you can always reach out and ask them if you want. How are we doing? All right. It seems like someone's not muted. Oh, I'm going to mute you, Charlene.
Doing good.
Doing good. All right, cool.
Yep.
Thanks. All right, so trio fun. Oh, so we want to have fun. We're here to support you. You're part of trio, and there's no graduation ceremony at the end of fall, but we still are happy, so happy for you being here and doing your good work. So let us know. Be sure to let your person know, any of us. So the general trio number, Lauren, Lily, me, Celia, anyone, you can walk in and say, I'm graduating, and we'll put you down on our list because we want to celebrate you. School is not easy. We want you to know. I don't know whether if I want to graduate or not? That's a good question. All right, Ken, I'm going to answer that in a couple of minutes. So, yeah, so I think it's important to celebrate all success. So if you have finished a degree or finished all the classes on your list, that's a reason to celebrate. Life is hard right now. We should celebrate. Okay. The place that's very like if you do graduate and you're also looking for transfer, or if you don't graduate, you're looking for transfer, the transfer center is super happy for you right now and very helpful. And if you were on campus today, you know it's transfer week. So these are some contact folks in the college, in the transfer center. Their office used to be in here in our space, but now they're in the new building in the college center. If you are on campus, want to walk around and go up there, you can make appointments. They help with the application process for university. And again, to repeat, it's not required that you graduate from CRC in order to transfer. In order to transfer, there are different requirements, and that is not one of them. It's an option. I always say that sometimes people graduate for different reasons. So sometimes people graduate because they're excited and they're like, this is the end of my road for school and I'm super proud of myself and happy and I want to get that diploma on the wall and that. And also sometimes people's families want that. So sometimes we graduate because our family is super proud of us because no one else has made it this far as us. And they say, you're going to graduate for me. So get that paper in and let's have a party to celebrate the family. So different reasons why we're here. Graduation is meant to be for fun. That's what our students are saying in the chat. For some people it is, for other people it's not. Some people don't want the attention, don't want to be on the stage, don't want to do any of that, or it's not as important, but for some of us it can be fun. Kevin, I see you raise your hand.
Sorry, I was muted there. Yeah, I'm a bit confused because we've talked before, and I thought that I was supposed to petition for graduation this semester and petition for transfer if I want to go to the other university next fall. Is that correct? The schedule you posted doesn't look like that.
The schedule I posted. So that's just for the graduation schedule. Like that, again, in order to petition for graduation, all that means is you're alerting the admissions department at CRC to say, please review my stuff and let me know that you agree that I've done everything in order to earn a degree from CRC. So that's kind of its own thing that sits over here. Then over here is a thing where like, okay, I want to transfer to university. In order to transfer to university, you have to apply to university. One of the questions on the long application is, did you graduate from CRC? Yes or no. That does not have any bearing on whether you're accepted into university. That's a separate thing. Does that kind of answer your question, Kevin?
Yeah, a little. Oh boy. So on that part where you said you tell them whether or not you graduated, do I say I did or I didn't, since I have that course left over from summer we talked about, or that I have to take in spring?
So if you intend to graduate, that's not the same thing as you already did. So you say, if they say, do you intend to graduate? You could say, I do intend to graduate. Here's the graduation date. And also they're going to triple check everything when you do the university application. So whatever you say on there is fine. And they're going to make sure. And one of the things that's part of the application for transfer is the transcripts. So you will be required to send over your official transcripts where they will see degree or not, and then they'll say, wait, you kind of like did that wrong, and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you much.
Okay, cool. All right, so then next, so what do UC-CSU accept? So if you are transferring, oh, people are still rolling in, cool. All right. All transferable courses. So on the description of the course, it actually has a little line where it says transferable to UC or CSU. They look at your grades, they look at they don't look at withdrawals, a W, Well, it depends on, well, I'm gonna say it depends. Sometimes they, oh, people are still coming in. Okay. Withdrawals are not part of GPA, but sometimes they are looked at depending on the school you're looking at. Same with repeats and renewals. The golden 4 is what's at, so when I say you're not compelled to have a degree, you're not, but you are compelled to have what's called the golden 4 if you're going to Sac State, for example. So we talk a lot about this in the office one-on-one. And then UC, again, they also have a golden 3. Anyway, this wasn't really what I wanted to cover right now, unless people have, oh, hello, somebody's saying hello. Oh, if you want, this is more about transfer. For some reason, I thought this was about graduation. Someone else wrote this for me. Okay, so if you do want to transfer, that 60 units is important. We talk about that a lot in counseling. Do you have 60 units? That means you're more ready. I see someone raising their hand. Samanola?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I just had a quick question, and this is the transfer app for the CSU, correct? Or is it for the petition to ADT petition?
The topic of the workshop?
Yes, I just want to clarify. I'm sorry, not ADT. wanted to clarify if it's the associate degree workshop, or is it the transfer application workshop?
Associate degree workshop, but we are talking a little bit about transfer, but this is not about the application for transfer.
Okay, so I just want to clarify what is it about? Is it what exactly is it about? I received the email, so I was assuming, I thought it was about the
graduation application.
Yeah, the associate degree petition, because I know I know you have to have, I mean, you can't have that to boost up your chances in getting into the CSU, or I mean to get into Sac State. So so I'm just asking exactly what is this workshop? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay, answered that. Okay, yes, it is about graduation with some sprinkling of transfer information in there. Okay. Cool.
Is it about the petition as well, or is it just?
Yeah. That's going to be most of it. There's just a little bit of stuff about transfer because people ask a lot of questions about that.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to clarify, because I thought like maybe that they extended the deadline.
Okay. All right. Is that good?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Do we have most? Oh, well, so Maria is asking a little bit of a different question about GPA and eligibility for transferring to UC. So that's kind of a tough one. It depends on what UC you're looking at, but it's true that mostly it depends on your major, what the GPA requirement is for UC. Yeah, that's the short answer, Maria. It depends on your major. It's kind of the answer to that question, but it's definitely something that we can talk more about in employment. In order to transfer 60 units, this a general education cert. Well, yeah, this is totally off topic for transfer. I'm going to turn my page a little bit. One of the things about being ready to graduate from CRC is what GE path you take. So people who are headed towards university usually pick like the CSU GE breadth requirement pathway, and sometimes they pick the IGETSI path requirement. I mean, yes, GE requirement pathway. The other option, which a lot of people do, is CRC GE requirement pathway. So there's 3 different pathways for GE. All of them are beneficial. It depends on your goals in life. They're all similar, but if you're going to university, there's like a little bit more GE that's required. But this is a lot of, I don't know. Anyway, different pathways for GE are important. It depends on your goal. If you're only graduating from CRC and not going forward, that's one level. And if you are going forward, there's 2 other options. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I don't know. This is all different. Okay. Things that will be required in that application. See, I'm forwarding this. Sorry. Dun, 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 dun. If you are trying to graduate, you have to have a 2.0 GPA. That's an important part. One way, if you have D's or F's on your record, in order to raise your GPA, there's 2 ways to eliminate D's or F's from your record before you graduate if you're on the verge of a 2.0. One way is doing the grade repeat notification form, like where you take the same exact class again, and the new grade replaces the old grade. This is a very basic form. We do this in our office all the time. It's very beneficial and very simple. Alternatively, if you have taken a class that you don't need for your major or you don't need for general ed, then you can kind of like erase the grade from the GPA with academic renewal. So it has to be a year. There's some rules at the bottom. It has to be a year since it happened. You're not going to use this class for GE. You're not going to use this class for your major. You have done at least 12 units of good, like passing grades since then. Yeah, to show that you kind of like recovered from that. And this can be done in my office. Again, it's very quick. I do this all the time, but it helps us get to that higher GPA. All right.
So I have a question.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So you're saying that if you had a failing grade on your transcript, and if you're in good standing after so many units, and then they will not acknowledge, I mean, they would kind of look over that, or you have to go through a process to have that removed?
Say it one more time. If you what?
Okay, so I guess I'm trying to understand like the failing grade. So if you have a failing grade, I guess you say there's some requirements to have that taken out or have it removed from
There's
your
some
transcript.
options. There's some options to have it taken off. Yes.
And those options were the what again?
Taking the same class over again,
Uh-huh.
and then the new grade can replace the old grade.
Okay.
But sometimes that's not required. Like sometimes people retake classes that they don't actually need. So like for example, if you failed Humanities 300, for most students, Humanities 300 is not a required class. It's a required topic for general ed, but it might not be that 300 classes required. So sometimes instead what you do is take a philosophy class because it's in the same category, for example. And so then you could take a different class. So if you took a different class in the same area, then you might want to use the academic renewal form to erase the Humanities 300 class from the GPA.
Okay. And so if you have more than one unit, say if you're in good standing, like after you had that the failing grade, and then you're now in good standing after so many semesters and having 12 units or more a passing grade, then you still have to complete the academic renewal form, or is there something, or you just
Not a requirement, but it sometimes helps us. So like we know we need a certain GPA for some majors, and if you have an F hanging out there from 2012, maybe you want it erased. And so this is a form to do that. It's not a requirement, but it's often beneficial. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. Thank you for that information.
All right. I think I have a couple of questions online. Oh, poor, their phone's dying. Okay. Yes, email me directly. Who is that? Okay. For sure, anyone can email me directly for this. For the grades are the final grades, not like for the 4th week of semester. Yes, these are final grades. We cannot do anything about grades that are in progress. These are after you have completed the class. If you are nervous and something's not going well with your class, definitely a good idea to check in with a counselor like me to see what's up. Is there any way we can help you? You can also check in with any of the team, whether it's Lily or Lauren or whoever. Definitely a good thing to do if you're worried about what your class is going on or what's going on with your class. Anyone else have a question right now? Okay, so then what I was going to do is go over, kind of like walk through the graduation petition form, because I think that's helpful. Is that okay with everybody? Cool. All right, so
Yes.
I'll stop sharing and I am changing forms. Hold on a second. Oh, what's going on there? I'm going to open up a new window and change my forms.
Could you post your email address?
Oh yeah, I thought I did. I can definitely do it again. Sure. So again, my name is Julie. Right, cool. All right. Oh, whoa. There we go. Okay, try sharing screen again. Cool. Okay. So then I'm on the CRC website. You do not log in. You do not go to e-services or anything. You just come here and then under YCRC, graduation and transfer. Then scroll down. Then your goal is graduate. Then here it gives you the dates again. And then you can press the button over here on the left where it's, well, orange until I click on it, then it's blue, or in the center. Either one is fine. And click on then again. So it tells you some things like things that are required, things that must be in file. It's really important if you took any classes outside of CRC, I mean, outside of Los Rios, pardon me, that you have official transcripts on file, especially if you plan to use those classes towards graduation. And also, if that has happened, you must meet with a counselor because we have to fill out paperwork with you where we are requesting CRC to accept these classes. It's a very important step. You cannot expect that admissions will just look at all the information and make sense of it themselves because it's not their job to do that. It's a counselor's job to help you to make sense of classes you took outside of Los Rios on our campus. That's a counselor's job. Let's see, if you took any AP tests or IB or CLEP scores, any of that must be sent to admissions in an official capacity. If you've been in the military, the DD-214 has to be on the file. Yeah, if you have any classes that you've taken, like sometimes people have to take English outside the district because maybe you've withdrew or failed English 300 3 times, then we tell you to take it outside the district. If you are in process of that, you have to let us know. Let's see, we don't have that anymore. Any requirements, okay. Highly recommended. Oh, classes within your major must be a C or better, plus English, plus math. All of those classes must be C or better. It's very necessary. It's also necessary that you have 12 units at CRC if you're asking CRC to give you the degree. So if you've taken only 6 units at CRC and all the other classes at ARC, then go to ARC for your degree. If you're using coursework, then yeah, so you do all the classes for general ed and all the classes for your major. If you take a class at another Los Rios campus, the only time that we need to do special paperwork is if the numbers are different. For example, in the old days, history used to have all different numbers, and now thankfully they're all aligned. But if history, it used to be history, what's it now, 310 and 311, it used to be 12 and 13 or something like that. So if the numbers are not aligned properly, like what's a more regular thing? Like instead of like now we have math 300. If you went to like Folsom and instead of math 300 it was called math 347, which that's a totally fake class. But if that were the case, we would need to fill out paperwork. So if you took a class on another campus where the numbers might be different than ours, we probably need to do paperwork. If you have a question about that, you ask me or let us know. Most of the GE classes are aligned, thankfully. The other class, the major classes, sometimes it's a little bit different. Where's my chat? Cool. Yeah, and for sure they'll let you, the admissions will let you know if there's a problem. So if you have any questions, definitely, wait around today or meet with me another time. So I'm gonna pretend like we're graduating today. So you read all that, click next, right? Click the button. So today I'm gonna say, yes, I'm doing a degree. And then each time you enter in something, it asks you more questions. So please select the type, graduation check. They're checking on me. Do you have at least 12 units at CRC? Yes. Do you have an overall 2.0 GPA? Yes. Did you complete a required program for a degree? So not only general ed, but also you had to pick a major and do all the classes on that list per our major list, our catalog. That's what I was trying to say. And did you complete a required program? I'm going to say yes. If you are uncertain about any of these, definitely ask. I finished the CSU application. You're somewhere totally different, Ken. All right. Amanda, how long does it take to receive a response? That's, Amanda, that's what they were saying. It takes like 5 months. It takes a really long time for them to let you know. They have a lot of work to do. And no one on campus has enough staff. Okay, so next. So then we enter in my number. I'm going to try in my number, see if they let me graduate. Then you have to enter in your name. And I did not serve in the military, but so see, they're checking on us. If you answer yes to different things, then they will ask you follow-up questions. Like if you say yes, it'll ask you different questions. But then you need your name, your address. Wait, what's our address here? I don't think that's our address. This is fun. Okay, where are we? Sacramento. Anyone know our address or zip code here? Look around my office. What's the address over here? Let's see. I don't think I wonder if I make it up. They'll stop me. Okay. This is fun. Like making up things. Okay, let's see. So you can see this part's pretty basic. I think it's the next page that I think it's more confusing. Oh, did they get mad at me? No. Okay, so right now it's letting us know what the option is for when I can graduate. So I'm graduating fall. And then the catalog year, the catalog is the rule book. That's what I call it. So the catalog rights that you have is the semester that you started without taking a break. So sometimes people were here in like 2020 and then didn't come back till 2022. Your catalog year then is 2022. Some people started in 2000 and then came back in 21. So then your catalog year would be 21. So it's the time when you started without taking any breaks. Have you completed courses outside Los Rios? I'm going to say no. If they say yes, they're going to ask you more questions. So see how if I say yes, they ask me more questions. Like you must meet with a counselor if you took classes outside and you have to answer that. But if I say no, okay, major courses outside CRC, again, it'll say, if I say yes, it'll say make an appointment. If you've already met with me while you're before you fill this out, it's probably okay. If you've never met with a counselor, it's helpful to check in and make sure you didn't make an error, or that there, not only that, but that there aren't policies that you need to fill out more documentation. Question. So the catalog year for the current year is 2022, but if you're, it's when you scan the catalog year is the year that you started at CRC without taking a break. So if you're graduating now, then your catalog year is probably 2 years ago, but everyone's different. Say I'm in my last year to transfer, could I just come to your office and fill out? You can come to my office, fill out the required form with me. However, you know, sometimes I get kind of busy. So that's one of the reasons we're doing that. Kian, what's the year that you started? Is it 2020? I think that makes sense. This form, Eric Twan, I think this form is pretty easy that you might be able to do it on your own. That's kind of why we're going over it now. But if you have other forms that you need to complete, then you can come in. Yeah, that's what I thought, Kian. So your catalog year is 2020. So you see, sometimes I meet with people already. Okay, so select the type of degree you're petitioning for. When you know what your major is and you're looking on this page over here, the programs and majors page, it tells you if it's an AA, an AS, or an associate degree for transfer. So for example, like right here even, see how it says AA, AS, 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 and then for example, business has a few different options. If you're looking at university, you probably are doing business AST, but it could be different. So you can look at, but if you click on it and you read about it over here, you can see, here's the requirements, and you can see, did I do all those requirements? And sometimes when you show up in our office, we let you know you've completed 3 degrees because some degrees are kind of similar. Hopefully it's making sense. Okay. Yes, true, you guys, thanks. Okay. So, so the type of degree, it depends. So looking it up is important because you kind of like want to get it right, and you don't want them to reject you based off doing the wrong thing. It's, you know, but that's what this page over here is for. So again, this was academics, programs, and majors. Okay, so we're gonna say, how about that? We're gonna business degree today. So then they'll ask us, which GE path did we follow? And that's what I was saying before. It's good to be in touch with your counselor so that you know. And sometimes you can look up for this information by, if you know if you're going to UC, for sure we told you to do it, I get C. If you know you're going to CSU, maybe we told you to go to the CSU pathway, so that matters. If you instead pick AS degree, they're not gonna ask you that question, because it matters less. But sometimes on your education plan, it'll say this. In fact, almost always on your education plan, if you did it with a counselor, it'll say, specify which pathway you chose. Okay, so for example, we'll say that for today. So maybe today we'll go to Sac State. That's pretty common, business major at Sac State. Okay. So then you see when I clicked it, it asked me more questions. So right now you can click more than one. But so like business is what we're doing now. Sometimes people want to do economics too. Sometimes those are kind of similar. You can click more than one on here. But most students are not doing business and early childhood or business and geography. That's more unusual, but everyone's different. Sometimes that's what you're doing. And then that, and I'm not going to press submit because I don't want them to have to worry about me, but that's the end. The only other thing is if sometimes if we switch and add this, then they'll ask us which other degree. So you could do an AS and this. Wait, pardon me, let's do this instead. Let's undo that. Okay, so if we do AA and associate degree for transfer, maybe you also are getting an AA in business and an associate degree for transfer too. That's not so unusual. It's actually kind of common. All right, I know I'm saying a lot of words. How's this going? Questions? Seems to me it's pretty straightforward, except there are funny things like catalog year, which throw people off, or you can't find your major on this list. Or one other thing is I didn't click on, sometimes you get a certificate as well, and so then I'll give you another list of options. All right, my catalog year. I hope this isn't stressful. This is the shorter form. Kian, you just said you did the associate degree for transfer. You just said you did the CSU application. That's a lot. This one's like short compared to that. All right, how's everybody else doing? Anything else? It's just how you are. That's okay. Yeah, if you do want some help to walk through this, you can definitely come in, and not only me, but other people in the office can walk you through this this application. Sorry, my word just left me. Okay, do we publish our names for attendance brief check-in purposes? Oh, I think I can just take note of that, or also I can see if I can get somebody else to do that for me real quick. Yes, I can definitely make sure that you all are counted as being as part of this workshop today. Cool. Do y'all have any other questions? Things for specific for your own selves? I wonder if I should just take, let's see. No other questions. Cool. Anyone else? Should I talk for a couple of minutes about like transferring, or is that too much information for today? Oh, they just came back. Cool. All right, I'm going to take a little note. I'll pause if anyone has anything else. Oh, maybe I'll stop screen sharing. So I started college 2021. Yes, Maria, did you take any? Yeah, you probably didn't take any breaks. You're totally fine. When you start picking classes for CSU, have they already accepted you? And also, Maria, I need your last name. You can direct message me if you want. I'm taking down your names for our list. Usually, Ken, they'll let you know when it's time to pick classes because they're real excited about you showing up and all that. They want you to be there. They'll definitely let you know. And also, congratulations. So much information. Oh yeah, that's what I understand. That's why, okay, I see you saying keep it simple. This is our only topic for today. Totally down with that. We can have another one. Hi. Oh, thank you. Cool. Well, who else? So what's today? Monday? Were y'all on campus today? Did anyone go meet any colleges?
I'm at CRC right now.
Oh, that's right. I just saw you.
Yeah.
You're in my office right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I know some people are already here and getting ready to graduate, even though they're just getting started. Oh, Sac State, how was that? Smash. Oh, no, Maria, you do not do this now. You apply, maybe I didn't say that. You petition for graduation during your last classes. So when you're in your final classes, so your last semester would be 2024 spring. That means you apply during spring, like February of 2024. That's when you apply to camp. That's when you apply to graduation. What's a little bit tricky, so graduation you apply when you're like done, like you're in your last classes, but you apply to university for transfer 1 year in advance. That gets a little bit tricky. So people are applying right now to start in fall 23 at university. So that's 1 year in advance. That makes sense. Okay, so also Maria, I still need your last name for me in the direct message. Who else? Da, 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 da. I saw that person, that person. Okay, okay. So you. Oh, thank you, Maria. Oh, Charlene, I also don't have your last name to take roll. Oh, that's funny. Any other fun classes? Thank you, Charlene. Any other questions or concerns? Or are you like super happy that, you know, it's fall? Oh, cool. Then I will, actually stop recording, but okay, I can stop recording. We can definitely post the slides and, you can definitely check in with me. Can you petition for a degree if you're still doing more? Oh, that's a really good question. Yes. And also, so some people start with like one degree and finish it and then decide, oh, I want to do something else in addition. Totally fine. Like, we don't kick you out if you petition for a degree and you get it. You don't have to be done here. You can keep on rolling. If I'm looking to transfer, do I petition this semester? So Anne-Marie, you petition for graduation when you're in your final classes for that degree. That's one part. A whole other part is when you apply to university. You apply to university, if I'm looking to transfer after next semester. So if you're, Anne-Marie, if you're looking to start a university fall 23, you apply this fall 22. So you got to get to applying to university is what looks like what you're telling me right now. Yeah, is that clear? How can I check if I'm eligible for other degrees? Anne-Marie, yes. October 1st is, well, it depends on where you're trying to apply. If you're looking at if CSU, yes, Anne-Marie, you're accurate. Sac State, definitely, yes. You have October 1st to November 30th, unless I think they pushed back the deadline a little bit. Amanda, how do I check if I'm eligible for other degree certifications? That is a good question. Your counselor is going to be the easiest one to be able to tell you because we kind of like memorize a lot of that stuff. But if you want to tell me your major, I could tell you some things that might be similar. Sometimes it's self-explanatory. Like if you're looking, like I said, at business, you could see that there's a lot of other things called business, but sometimes it's not as obvious. Oh, yep, that one's not going to be like many other things. RHIT, no.
Oh, I have a question.
Go ahead, Mo.
How are we able to know that what year we're gonna graduate?
One of the ways that you know is when we do an education plan and we kind of like do it all the way out. So we start for today and we do the education plan till the end. And so that's one of the ways that you'll know in advance. But also like people change their minds, people change their majors, people do different stuff. And so sometimes that end point keeps rolling. I know more than one person in here, it's not their first time at college, or you come and go at different times, or you change your major and stuff like that. So if you're taking 15 units each semester and you never change your major, maybe you're here 2 years. That's kind of unusual, but definitely some people do it.
Can I schedule an appointment with you to go through my education plan?
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure we started that. So you can email me, but yes, I cannot schedule you right now while we're all on this call.
All right,
So
sounds good. All right.
Maria, do we apply for UC classes now? What do you mean by that? Maria, are you did you already apply to UC? Also, by the way, I realize I'm answering really specific questions. If you are done with this and you feel like your questions are answered right now, you can check out. If you are enjoying this Q&A, you can stay on. I think I'll keep recording it because I think these questions are helpful for other people too. But thank you for coming anyway, if you are all good with us. You did not apply yet. So Maria, it depends on when you plan to start. Like, when do you think you're going to be done with your CRC stuff? Or do you know the answer to that question? Okay, so if you're done spring 24, no, you don't apply now, because that to me means that you still have another fall to go. So you have this spring, next fall, next spring. So next fall, fall 23, you apply to start fall 24. Hopefully that makes sense. Got it. All right. Any other fun questions? Cool. It's so nice to see all of you. Thanks so much for participating. I will stop the recording.